All right, TNT, it's 21 minutes after the hour of 6 o'clock. I'm just excited. I'm not drunk. Welcome to the No Morning Show here on TTT. We're so excited to have you. And of course, we have on Zoom with us this morning Mr. Satish Munisar, the president of the Barkeepers and Operators Association of Trinidad and Tobago, to talk to us about, you know, the goodwill, the charity being extended by the hands of the Prime Minister and the Minister of Finance to the sector, but still not reopened. Good morning to you, Mr. Munisar.
Good morning, Natalie, and good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
And how are you doing this morning?
I am fine, and how are you?
I am fantastic. Actually, I'm coming off the high of watching Jamaica take 1, 2, and 3 in the 100 meters final. So I'm still very, 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 very excited, and definitely excited to see Jerome the Dream Richards run at 8:06 a.m. this morning. But, you know, that's some exciting news there. But talk to us about how the sector feels that it is still closed.
Well, as we have said along the time, the longer that we stay closed, it's very difficult and detrimental to the bar industry. We basically anticipated that we would not be able to open this weekend based on the announcement, because we expect that the phase reopening of the economy would be done in the phase basis as it has been done in the past.
No,
so we are hoping that we would get a chance.
I heard you saying that the sector is up to 70% vaccinated at the time. So, you know, that was your argument for reopening. But let me play devil's advocate, Mr. Munisar. Satish, we've been at this long enough so that I think I can call you Satish now. Why should we ever open the bars?
We have to come back to some sense of normalcy, and bar people are people are people too. We have families to take care of, we have loved ones to see about, and we have to earn a living in order to do so. So we are people too. So bars need to be open, but we understand that we need to do what is necessary to keep the general public safe.
But you're sounding a lot more different and a lot more measured compared to how you sounded up to even Friday. So is it the goodwill, the charity of the Prime Minister that has kind of changed your tune?
Not necessarily. Since November, we have got a promise or a commitment November of last year pertaining to assistance. To this date, we have not been able to receive that assistance as yet. We have been in talks with the Minister of Finance since then and the Ministry of Finance, and it's been taking quite a long time to access that. Up to this date, we have not accessed that that assistance, and yet again, the Prime Minister has made another commitment for further assistance. We believe that possibly is the entire pandemic and the working schedule of the Ministry of Finance that is taking it so long. But we are urging everyone to that we are in need, and we need that assistance as soon as possible, and we will be contacting the Minister of Finance today to set up a meeting to see how fast we could get this going.
But if you're saying that up to 70% of the people who work in the sector are vaccinated, has that been an argument that you've put forward to, you know, Corporation Seoul, to the Prime Minister, to say, okay, listen, we are vaccinated. If you can open the food sector, you know, and they're being vaccinated and we are, then why shouldn't we reopen as well?
Yes, we have put that forward to the relevant authorities. Yes, the BOETT and our membership is 100% vaccinated, and the wider industry is from approximate figures that we have gathered on the ground is 70% vaccinated. So we are in the process, and more are being vaccinated daily. So we are in the process of getting ready. So we believe that we would have a chance coming soon. We know that the vaccination process is ongoing, and we believe once more in the population is vaccinated as it goes on day by day, we would see that that light at the end of the tunnel soon.
No, this is month 17 since our first confirmed case on March 12th, 2020, Satish, and you know, the bars have been closed for pretty much most of the last 17 months. Let me just be frank with you. Do we still have bars even waiting to be operated when they do reopen, or if they ever get reopened?
The past 17 months has been a difficult and detrimental time for the bar industry and the bar owners. Lots of owners have already lost their establishments. And the ones that are actually hanging on at this point in time are hanging on by basically by a thread. So the longer this goes on, is the more and more you would see closures of the bars. What has happened, we have seen the entrepreneurs stepping in and taking over certain establishments to the detriment of the owners pre-COVID. But we are at a point where bars will be open and we are putting things in place. But as I said, we are holding on by a thread.
But I mean, if you're able to hold on for so long, what does that say about barkeepers and operators?
We are all business individuals, and in business, we know that there are times that are unforeseen circumstances. We try our best to do what we can with what we have. And saying that we have tried other means of diversifying our income as much as we could. Now there's a limitation on that as well because of our properties being licensed. We are not allowed to do basically anything other with our properties other than bar business, because we are licensed properties, and the only way to do any other type of business, we have to forego our license, and that is something that is very difficult to do. So we have tried our best. We are appealing to the relevant authorities for the assistance as soon as possible, and we are trying our best to cope, but we are on the line right now. We are hanging by a thread.
No, I ask the question because I've seen businesses that would be considered businesses that are more liquid, you know, not even being able to survive the last lockdown since May. So I was just wondering, how are the bars able to survive and feed their families, the barkeepers and operators? How are they able to feed their family close to a year now?
Yes, it has been very difficult. I think, as I said, not all persons will be able to hang on. Some will be in different situations. Some have already lost their establishments, and some are basically already bankrupt, while others are hanging on by basically a thread. So we are trying our best to help one another from the barkeepers and operators standpoint, and we trying our best to diversify our income and find some way to help one another and help our family.
How do you all help each other?
We try to discuss certain matters on a regular basis. We have liaised with the relevant suppliers and see what form of assistance that we could get to give to the employees and the bar owners. We actually gave out some hampers before, and we are looking to continue that going forward with our members and the employees. So we basically rally and try to get whatever support we could get from the different suppliers and entities around the country. And we try to put things in place as much as we can to help.
So we're in August. Let's say the barkeepers aren't able to reopen before next year. Of the 300 plus members, how many do you think we'll still have when we touch 2022?
We are hopeful that it wouldn't be that long, but if that were to happen, I can't see how we would be able to last that long. I personally basically hanging on by a thread and trying to steer my business out of the pandemic, but it's very difficult. The longer this goes on, more and more you would see bar owners reaching to the point of losing their establishments and to the point of bankruptcy. And that is something that we are trying to avoid at all costs. We know that is something real. People have already lost their establishments, already reached to the point of bankruptcy, but we are trying our best to steer things in a direction and where we could come back to some sense of normalcy soon.
You know, Mr. Munisar, not to make light of things, but I'm starting to feel as if I want a piece of that thread that you have. Because there are very few businesses who I know can hold on by a thread for a year.
Yeah, as I say, we try to diversify. We try other things. Actually, there are bar owners who have little vegetable stalls and all kind of different things that they are trying because we have to provide for our families. We actually trying and doing anything that we can at this point in time to provide for our families. Like any provider of a family would do, they would try anything within the legal means to provide for their families. Some bar owners have opened different types of essential businesses and trying our best to cope.
Now,
But
Mr. Mooney, sir, after seeing how the pandemic has, you know, impacted the sector, what are the thoughts among members, in terms of looking at different kinds of businesses, not just to survive now, but in the long term?
to survive in the long term, we have been looking at, as I say, diversification is something that everybody needs to look at. And in the long term, this pandemic has shown a lot of people across the country, and especially business owners, that you cannot put all your eggs into one basket. And we need to diversify in order to survive going forward because you can never tell what the future holds. And the pandemic has showed everyone that. So we try to help and assist our members in terms of making that happen.
Right. And going forward, do you believe that, a bar as a business, you're a barkeeper, is it something you're going to continue with personally for yourself?
Um, Bar business, yes. This business is a business that I love, and I would be trying my best to continue. As I say, the longer this situation goes on, the less and less the chance of that being a reality takes place. But I love the bar business, and this is something that I would like to hold on to. Yes.
And was there any hesitancy? I know you said that 100% of the operators are vaccinated and 70% of the members, but was there any hesitancy whatsoever within the group, to get vaccinated?
Within the group, there was some hesitancy. I would say what the association did is that we partnered with the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Commerce on a vaccine campaign, and we also tried our best to hear the concerns of the members and try to educate them to the point where they would feel comfortable and understanding the necessity of the vaccine. And we also encourage everyone to visit their doctor and heed the advice of the medical professionals.
All right, Mr. Munisar, thank you so much for speaking with us this morning, and all the best to you and the rest of the people in the sector.
Thank you, Natalie, for having me.
You're most welcome. I want to hold on by that thread, You imagine holding on by a thread for a whole year?